It is that time of year. Hey, I say that time of year. This is the first time for the new year.
Yes, sir.
We are sitting down talking with Mayor Tim Kelly, and we always like to know what's happening with you, what's happening with the city. How you doing?
I'm doing great, looking forward to a big 2026.
Yeah, did you have a good new year?
I did, yeah. Had a good, restful time, holidays, and, ready to charge it up and ready to go again.
Yeah, you got some partnerships going on. You're going to be hooking up with EPB and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, a lot of people miss this one, but Vanderbilt, in addition to getting it together on the football field, has announced that they are going to establish a big graduate school in Chattanooga to study quantum.
Whoa.
And it's really what we've been needing. I mean, of course, UTC is doing a great job in that area too, but Vanderbilt, obviously being a private institution, brings a different angle to things, and it's going to be 200-300 graduate, postgraduate, doctoral students here doing research on quantum, and it's a really big deal because that will also have implications for the commercial environment and investment. So it's a really great thing.
That sounds like great opportunity coming. Yeah. Update on the housing market. I see so many new buildings. And
there's a lot going on.
Apartment buildings and just all over the city. What's going on with that?
Well, we've created, kind of a toolbox of incentives to get builders to build because we don't build housing. There's a lot of people back kind of when we were really in the thick of the affordable housing crisis that were understandably frustrated, but we have to create the incentives for builders to build, and we've done that, and we continue to do that. Just last week, we had thanks to the McClellan Foundation and the Community Foundation and Generosity Trust, they have funded a program to look at houses of worship, how they can convert extra property to housing. And so we had a really great meeting last week, a lot of interest there. Greater Tucker and Pastor Hathaway are already on the front foot with a project that should be coming out of the ground soon. We also just invested, where Invest Chattanooga has gotten started, which is a big fund to help fund affordable housing. And they announced a partnership with American South Capital Partners. So we've got a lot of new housing coming up.
And it seems like the city is just booming right now.
We're getting there.
It seems that way.
Yep.
And speaking of booming, we've been hearing a lot about this train, this passenger, what's going on with this train that's may change the game a little bit.
Well, again, those of y'all that have been around for a long time around Chattanooga, remember there's been talk about train forever, and for a while it was like high-speed trains, and that was going to be way too expensive and impractical. This plan uses existing freight rails. The only thing we would need to do is build sidings so the freight train can get out of the way of the passenger train, which is a much more practical approach. They've done this in North Carolina and Virginia successfully. And so we are, now into the second phase. We're calling it the Sunbelt Atlantic Rail Compact, and it would connect Nashville, Chattanooga, and Atlanta, eventually Memphis to Nashville, and then eventually come down from Chicago. So you'd be able to get from Chicago to Atlanta. So that would bring, obviously,
changer.
It would be a game changer, and the economic benefits for all the communities along the way will be great. I think it'd be great for the small towns between Nashville and Chattanooga and Atlanta.
Yeah.
A lot of those towns sprung up as railroad towns back in the day. And, of course, when the train left, a lot of people left. So there's the metric that we've been harping on is for every dollar invested in passenger rail, $4 in economic development benefits are created. So it makes a ton of sense. People are super excited about it, and we're looking forward to the next phase.
I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fantastic. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news. I mean, I mean, when you talk about the negativity and everybody's being, got this opinion, that opinion. Yeah. Well, we're approaching Dr. King's birthday.
Absolutely.
Coming up.
Yep.
And I know you guys over at the city are doing what you do every year to make sure that everybody is engaged.
Yep.
And I love your One Chattanooga. I love that.
We're staying with it. I mean, that's the same second verse, same as the first, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that One Chattanooga plan remains our playbook. And so MLK Day is always a big one for us. And we're organizing projects at the Midtown campus, Brainerd, basically. And that's our community center that's next to Brainerd High School, the Chris Ramsey Center. And the City Hall campus out at Eastgate, too. and the Eastlake Community Center. So we need more volunteers. You can go to the website, the city website, and sign up. Of course, it's coming up January 19th, so go to the website and check it out and see how you can get involved.
Yeah, do that because our city is growing, and always can use volunteers. Trust me, I do know that.
Yep.
Enterprise South, what's happening over that way?
Oh, well, Mayor Wamp had taken the lead on that whole project, and as it turns out, I think, the community really came out and said we don't want this out here. We have to have space for some commercial development, obviously, but we think we can pick up some space elsewhere. And obviously, being the first national park city, it's important that we both continue to grow as a city, but integrate our natural environment with that. So they're not going to be pursuing the land swap piece, but I do think you'll see some exciting parks developments out at up on the north end of the county there at the McDonald Farms property in any event. So we're going to keep on trucking, and I think the folks that really came out against that are happy that their voices were heard.
As we get ready to celebrate Dr. King's birthday, and like I said, a lot of the divisiveness that's going on, we do our very best to try to bring everybody together. And when I tell you that you do an excellent job at that, you're one Chattanooga, just the way you get everybody involved and letting everybody have a seat at the table. I just want to tell you, we appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome. And look, it's all about community at the end of the day. I mean, it's an overused word, but if we focus on each other, and I like to
it's
remind
nothing
people,
like you see on everything you look at, and then you go outside and you see people.
No, I wish people would focus more just on each other here in the place that we live. Right?
That's right.
I like to say Jesus was the first localist, right? Because it's just love thy neighbor. It's really not that much more complicated than that. And if we focus on our community, most of what we think of as quality of life, what matters to us, and happy families and happy children and happy communities, that's all stuff within our control. So, let's just treat each other right. And MLK Day is a great day to remember that.
That's right. That's right. When the right people come together, like us, we can be that example. And
that's it.
And
it really ain't complicated.
And ain't nothing stop us.
That's right.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.